Hi, Jim Schreiner. Welcome back. I don't want to get into too much detail about religion, organized religion, and my theories on different organized religions. But as I said in the previous segment, I want you to think about it. If you cut your finger and you don't do anything stupid, guess what? It gets better. Our bodies, however we got here, whether we were created, designed, or we've evolved into healing creatures. We're one of the only things on the planet Earth that can actually heal itself. I mean, if you wreck your car, you have to take it somewhere and have it repaired. Well, guess what? If you can put everything in balance, if you can put the laws of the universe in balance, and you can put your body's processes in balance, your body has a way of healing itself. And no one has exclusivity to that. I want you to think about this. Again, I was raised up in Catholicism, then became into Southern Baptist Christianity. Now I would be what I would coin myself as an agnostic. An agnostic says, you know what? I really don't know what I believe. But what's interesting is as I've struggled through this journey, as I've went through the journey of organized religion, I believe everyone should be agnostic because, as you're going to find out throughout the program, we don't know anything for sure. I often ask myself, of all the different organized religions, who's right? The Christians will say, oh, our book, the Bible, is right. And Islam will say, no, it's the Quran, our book's right, or the Torah, or there's about 6 or 7 predominant books, and they all say they're right. But here's what I found interesting. Doesn't matter if you're a Christian or a Hindu or a Buddhist or an atheist, your body still has the ability to heal. When you can tap into these laws of the universe and you can tap into your natural healing powers. Christians didn't get an exclusivity to those healing powers, neither did atheists or Hindus or Buddhists. You'll find out that throughout this program, I talked to you that countries that don't even believe in God, like Sweden and Denmark and Norway, there's countries that are Americans would consider to be godless countries. Well, they're outliving us. They have less chronic disease. So if this Christian God did exist, he's not blessing America. All you'd have to do is look around. Like I said, I spent 40 years in organized religion, and Christians and other organized religion people are suffering with the same chronic illness, maybe even more than atheists or non-believers. So there's no exclusivity to who's getting divine healing because there is no divine dimension. I don't believe there's anybody or anyone out there that's reaching down out of the sky and performing miracles. The good news is, doesn't matter. Whoever designed you or created you already gave you everything you need to do to heal. All you got to do is tap into that healing process. I want to mention something here. I'm not here to convert you from your religion. That's something that I would never attempt to do. But in 40 years, I started to do some research, and I finally realized that science has done a pretty good job of figuring things out. A friend of mine in Kentucky actually was a school teacher, and she gave me this quote. She said, "Science is not a debate whether God exists. It's an exploration of how it all works." I hear people using this term all the time called God of the gaps. It seems like religious people will always shove God in there when they can't explain something. Years ago, we didn't even know how the ocean came in and out, so everybody just assumed, oh, that's just God. Well, then science figured it out. Every single day, science is opening up a new era, a new dimension, and realizing how things work. And it's limiting where we might see God, a God. Like I said, I'm not going to try to convert you to my religion. I don't happen to believe that there is this God that reaches down, performs miracles, or cares about who you're sleeping with. But what I do believe is, I believe there's a creator. And that creator who gave us life, at the same time, gave us the laws of the universe and gave our bodies the power to heal. He gave that to everyone equally. So it doesn't matter what you believe as far as organized religion. You can still tap in to those healing powers. And that's what I'm going to teach you how to do. A couple things that I want to mention here before we get into the health. I believe that we need a separation of church and science. I don't have a problem with people teaching religion as a philosophy or a theory, but you can't bring that philosophy or theory into the science classroom and teach it as fact, because it's not. And I believe it's slowing down science. Science needs to do a better job of developing medicines. But here's where I believe there are two major problems with organized religion. One, when someone gets better, let's say of cancer, someone gets better, the church takes credit for it and says, yep, that's us. We did that healing. Well, trust me, they did not. That person's body somehow figured out how to heal itself of cancer like it was supposed to do. So we need to give science the credit so that they can help understand how it happened and help people live disease-free and combat cancer. But if we continue to give the church credit for it and not science, it's slowing down and impeding science. I can't tell you the amount of people that I've seen in churches who went through chemo, went through radiation, or didn't even go to chemo and radiation, but somehow their body figured out how to get better. Well, when they got better, they gave all the credit to the church, and they didn't go back to the doctors so that the doctors could figure out, why did this person's body get better? We need to give science the opportunity to investigate. We can't give the church credit where credit's not due. I saw another billboard the other day, or a postcard that's kind of funny. It said, when a doctor saves someone's life, they give the credit to the church. They give the credit to God. It was a miracle. But if the person dies, they blame the doctor. And then they'll say, oh, I guess it just wasn't God's plan. I jokingly say it's like the casino. The church always wins. If someone dies, well, it wasn't God's plan. If someone lives, yeah, we did that. That was our miracle. I'm telling you, we must take control of our own lives. We must take control of our environment. And we must understand there is no dimension out there, a spiritual dimension that's looking out for us. We've got to look out for us, and that's what I'm going to teach you how to do. And the second thing I want to focus on is I believe that we're seeing some amazing advances in stem cell research. And I believe that if the Catholic Church would get out of the way, the science could probably grow new limbs with stem cells. We're doing it right now. We're very close. A lot of people don't realize this. The Catholic Church has been fighting science about using stem cells for a variety of different reasons. They believe it has something to do with the sanctity of life. So they've slowed down the progress of science to use stem cell. And so therefore, science is not getting any federal funding for stem cell research. And I think that needs to stop. I often said, and you'll see this in some of my other videos, when the Catholic Church can reach down and instantaneously grow someone a new limb, maybe I'll change my tune. But until then, we need science. We need better science. So the church needs to step aside and let science do their job. Because I believe two things we need to focus on. Immunology, which is the study of how to support and strengthen the immune system, which I believe is also going to come from stem cell research. So we need a separation of science and medicine. Let the church do their history. Let them teach their theory. But we need to keep those theories out of the science classroom. That's it for my